Now, one player that Dubas has gotten a very close look at is a player that I've also fallen in love with over the last couple of months, and it's Porter Martone. The unfortunate thing is, I don't think he's going to make it to 11. So, my question to this is, how far would he have to fall for the Penguins to trade up and be able to select him? And do you think that's something they would even consider, considering how much they have in the back end of this year's draft?
Yeah. I was talking to somebody about this who was at the combine and was telling me that Kyle Dubas and Porter Martone were catching up like two long lost high school buddies, and had like an in-person conversation that was very lengthy. And I said, they have a lot of assets, they could put something together to try to trade up for him. And the response I got was they might. And I like, not in jest, right? Like they like him that
Yeah.
much. But I think to answer your question, like honestly, Nick, once 6 comes and goes, I think once 6 is gone and that person that steps up to the podium doesn't say Porter Martone, I think Kyle Dubas is on the phone at 7 immediately. And the thing is, I don't think, I think Brady Martin is like to me very much destined for 7. I just have a very strong feeling about that. So then that puts Martone at 8, right? Like if he's going to slip, like you're now at 8, and now the call, is you're moving down 3 spots, and that's really not that big of a slide. So I don't know. I really don't think it's going to happen. I think the like the hype around Martone's fall is overblown. And I
Mhm.
definitely think there are some risers that are going to be in contention to knock him around a bit, but like not enough that he's going to like 9, right? And I
Mhm.
think phones would just be ringing off the hook if that was the case. There's always like narratives that come out, right? Like towards the end of a draft year. And I don't know that I disagree with this necessarily. I think I disagree with how bad it's affecting him. But like there are like very frankly, there are times where like Porter Martone is waiting to becoming like he's waiting for someone to throw a rock at him. Right? Like he's in the game and he's doing his
Mhm.
thing and it is what it is. And then something happens and his game goes from 7 to 12. And like that's the piece that I think makes people frustrated. It's like, why can't you be at 12 all the time? Nobody's at 12 all the time. That's ridiculous. Look at Brad Marchand. Like he picks his spots. He knows his moments, right? He knows when to
Mhm.
stir it up and when to get in there and when to go to 12. And I don't think Martone, the only difference between the two of them is one's much larger than the other. And Martone's like already towering over Marchand at this point. So, there's like this bag of moxie that comes with him that turns people off. But I don't really care. Like I think like it's to me it's like Phil Kessel kind of attitude, right? Like we loved that when he was here, right? That was crazy about it. Like it was great. And I think Martone's a similar kind of entertainer, right? Like he
Mhm.
likes to put on a show. He does like his motions to the crowd are like very much the "Are you not entertained?" type motions. He knows how good he is. That's it. So I think there's legitimate interest on behalf of the Penguins. I think the package to move up is a lot bigger than people on Twitter think it is. Like I get a lot of 11 and 12 will do it, right? No, I don't think 11 and 12 will do it. Like, I just don't. I just think you're gonna have to do
Mhm.
better than that. Like there, and we don't even know if you don't even know if you have 12, right? Like if you
Yeah.
don't have 12 and you just have 11, 11 is definitely not doing it. You have 3 picks in the 3rd round that you could, slam a couple of those together, but you still need something else, right? So I think if the price is right and the fall does happen, I think that's a phone call Kyle Dubas is making. I think he's like been unabashed about his like for Porter Martone. So but that's not gonna be the only team on the phone, right? Like
Mhm.
this is a really good prospect. People know how good he is. I think when you tier this draft together, like into clumps of players, like he's in the 2nd tier for me. So uh, they'll have to put up a competitive package because they won't be the only ones interested.